just one comment and one sort of opening up the question, really. You had the fishbowl analogy. I've often said that learning is like an ocean, and our job is to sort of put that water into a swimming pool, and then they can choose how they want to swim with it. So yeah, just another way of describing
I like
it. Thank you. And I often struggle with participants on exactly that piece around that transition from being spoon-fed, if we want that, with the bibs. I love that, Maureen. Or which can feel a bit of a cop-out to people that have been used to working in their own way. Being used to be spoon-fed and not used to working in their own way, and really helping with their own sort of needs analysis and really understanding how they can build on it. I guess my comment is, I think it's really hard to move an organization from one move to another, and you'll find some adopters who like the ease with which that can be done and the freedom that gives them. But for most people, I'm struggling to make it stick, or have in previous roles struggled to make it stick. So, question: is it just me?
I would suspect it's not just you. Let's hear from somebody else. Similar pain point.
Shannon, hi.
Hi.
I think what resonated with me and what I found has resonated with other people is just highlighting that it's actually quite natural to be curious about things and wanting to find out about things, and that we do it all the time. We, like on weekends, you're wanting to fix something up in your house, or, you go onto YouTube. So I think starting with that sort of very simple analogy of that, it's something that we're actually all doing all the time. And then sort of building on that that natural way of what we do, when we're not at work, building on that to bring it into the workplace, that it's also something that we can do and can benefit from in the workplace.
We have people and they want to perhaps take ownership of their own learning, but they don't know where to start, right? And so how can we maybe be more of the curator or the connector of learning, rather than letting them flounder about? Because I think if they flounder about, then they might have a tendency to give up, right?
I was on a project whereby we were looking at developing, well, basically it was in a manufacturing environment, and a lot of the existing manufacturing staff were retiring, and they were taking with them a lot of implicit knowledge. And so what we did was we looked at putting together a capability development program whereby we set the fishbowl, we defined the fishbowl, I guess, and within that we identified the learning outcomes or performance outcomes, what we needed people to be able to do. And that kind of started it off, because people often don't know what they don't know.
Right.
And that defines it. And it was quite an eye-opener for a lot of people, because they were like, oh, I didn't know that we were meant to know how to do that, or I didn't know that was something possible. And so that we use that as a starting point. And then from that, we determined, well, what tasks or what activities can people do to be able to help them achieve those performance outcomes.
Anyone else doing that, putting together, and I love that idea, Justine, thank you for sharing that. If putting together sort of a quasi, if you will, learning journey, or suggestions of learning journeys. If you go here, you could do this. If you participate here, you might achieve that.